Do you know that Ghana is at the center of the world, the entire world? Can you imagine that? Which means that Ghana is at a strategic position for you as a business person. Whether you want to travel to the United States, to Canada, to Europe, any place, with Ghana, you can get direct flights to any part of the world. That is why Ghana is so special, so strategic for any person who wants to do business here in Ghana. And today we have with us Andrews, who will be giving us some insights. What it takes, even for you as a foreigner, what does it take for you to start a business, a successful business for that matter, here in Ghana? Hey everyone, you're welcome once more to Elevate with Miranda. Yes, this is Miranda, your personal development partner. And on this channel, we discuss everything personal development, entrepreneurship, and technology. We are still on a series doing business across Africa. And today we are all about Ghana with a very successful entrepreneur here with us, Kwesi Ankomahene. Thank you so much for joining us, Andrew.
Thank you, Miranda. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
I'm excited. So Andrews is a full stack developer, is a machine learning expert. I'll not give all of those details because I know he'll freak out. so tell us something about yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Hello everyone once again. So my name is Andrews Kwesi Ankomahene. I'm a Ghanaian. I'm glad to be here with Miranda today. I think I've said that so much.
Okay.
All right. So born and raised in Ghana. Started software engineering in 2014. Got my degree. Degree in information technology from the University of Cape Coast, the best university in Africa, right? Yeah.
In Africa, are you sure about that?
Yeah, in Africa. The school got, since 2020, the school has been getting a lot of pace in the.
I see you're doing some marketing for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not marketing for the school.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, so I did BSc information technology in the school. And then afterwards, I continued with an MPhil, so MPhil in computer science. And yeah, I'm here building great products for the world.
And you haven't mentioned, okay, well, let me just ask this as a second question. You're starting your second company. Is it the second?
Yeah, this would actually be about the third. So while in uni, my friends and I were about 6. We came together. We started this thing called ANC Techs. We built a solution for the campus that had a maximum of 8,000 users. That thing was it was spreading like wildfire. It was a really great product.
Like a school management system?
Not a school management system. So it was a tool to help you take an online course, right? So we had, at the time, we had this online course on Allison. Allison is much like Udemy and Coursera.
Yeah, I know Allison.
So it was kind of a course that people didn't really like. So we built a solution to help you take the test in those courses. So you just enter the question and then the system will give you the answer to them. At a point in time, it was more of cheating in the system. The school wanted to find which people built the solution to. I'm telling you, we're always hiding whenever we go to
people pay to use it.
The truth is that we didn't monetize it. Honestly, we did it because we personally didn't want to take that course. So we just wanted a way to just get over with the course. So we built it, shared it with our class. Within the next 2 days, everybody was using it. But people monetized it because people were now using it to take courses for others. We personally didn't monetize it in the long run. So that was technically the first business. We disbanded when we graduated from school. The next one I started is Naviware, which is like a lifelong dream. So Naviware is a software consulting and research development company. So we do a lot of consulting, a lot of innovation consulting actually. So we've had a chance to consult with companies outside of the country, outside of the continent, where they wanted to either rebuild their products or come up with totally new products or enter markets. And we help them come up with their strategy, how to rebuild. So that is what we were doing from 2018 The business started in 2018, but then officially in 2021 when we got registered, when we got incorporated actually. So afterwards, it's been a really, really nice ride, journey throughout. And now I'm here starting another business with Mest.
Mest. Red-Eye? That's the name?
Yeah, Red-Eye.
Okay, interesting. So guys, he has started 3 companies. I think Andrews is the perfect person to have this conversation with because he knows all the ins and outs, whether you're starting a tech business or a normal business here in Ghana. He knows everything. He has all the answers to all my questions, I guess. So right now, let's go to our topic proper, doing business here in Ghana. So first of all, can you just tell us how is it like? How is a Ghanaian ecosystem, tech ecosystem like as of now?
Ghana's tech ecosystem is budding. It is still youthful, I would say, compared to other places like Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, and even Egypt. But then Ghana, as you mentioned earlier in the episode, is very, very strategically placed. As you mentioned, we are in the center of the world. You have direct flights to all the major cities in the world. And another important thing is that this is not a campaign or doing something for the current government, but the current government over the last 8 years has really opened up the country to a lot of foreign investment. And by foreign investments, not just the money, but also engagements, right? So a lot of companies have been able to come and set up here locally in the country. So Ghana's ecosystem is very, very youthful, very budding, and there are a lot of opportunities in the ecosystem.
Okay. So like those opportunities, are there maybe some resources that are available for startups?
So in the first place, maybe we can start with regulations. Apart from the fintech space, which I think is quite harsh, regulation and other forms of being compliant are very, very okay. They are very conducive, very comfortable. Startups can start up and thrive in the country. I mean, we've had a lot of startups going global from operating locally. So apart from that, the government also has policies in place to support startups. So there's even the Get Fund, there's some other programs, and there's even conferences bringing together ecosystem players, bringing together people so that startups can actually have a way of networking and thriving. So the government also, I think, used to have a fund for, there's this actual program that came up that I really liked. Unfortunately, I wasn't a beneficiary of. So one thing is that when you are done with school, you serve the country for a year. We call it the national service. So a few years back, I think 2 years ago, the government came up with a policy to allow entrepreneurs to start a business and serve the country in their own businesses. Do you understand? So ideally, you'll be posted to go and work somewhere, maybe go and become a teacher, go and do something. But instead of that, you can apply to start your own business and get paid to run the business for a year.
Wow.
So that was a policy that was really, really good that the government came up with in the last 2 years.
So for you, like after having started 3 companies here, you spoke about the one in the university. There was a very high adoption rate, but I don't know if it was because it was free, the software was free. But we're talking now about maybe like starting a real business where you need to get paying customers. How do you see the adoption? Like Ghanaians, do they easily adopt maybe technology?
Ghanaians' adoption to technology is very high. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll place Ghanaians at 8. The truth is that given our way of life, our way of living, our culture, we are more relaxed. But then that also kind of makes us wary, right? We are cautious about technology, what the technology means to us. We don't just jump into it. But the truth is that once we get to understand the technology, get to know what it means to us, the adoption is really, really high. Very, very high. So,
So, but no, I'm thinking, when I look at Ghana and other countries, maybe West Africa, Cameroon, example, Nigeria and other countries, right? I see that the cost of living in Ghana is quite high. And do you think that it can have an effect on a business? Like, do you think that?
Absolutely it does. I would say Accra is actually known as the most, expensive in terms of real estate here in Africa. It is, the cost of living in Accra is high. I would say that the truth is that it has changed over time. But then when you compare it to other places, right, in as much as it will be high, I think the opportunity Accra offers is quite unique than the other places, right? I mean, if you go to Lagos, you would get more exposure because the ecosystem there in Lagos is much, much bigger than the one we have in Accra. Okay. But like I said, Accra gives you the opportunity to build at your pace, your own pace, and scale up to at your own pace as well, right? So in terms of the cost, the financial cost of running the startup here in Accra, honestly, it is more of something that you have to do with, right? Something that you just need to understand that that is the way it is done, especially when your startup is based in places like Osu or East Legon. Yeah, those things you really need to factor those. But then I mean, it's something like more or less like the seeds you are sowing into your foundation to have a scalable business.
I can say also now you've given us a lot of relevant information. So guys, if you're enjoying this content, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. You need to subscribe to this channel. Okay, now going forward, starting like me as a foreigner, I want to, I'm in Ghana. By the way, we're in Ghana right now. So what does it take for me to start a business here in Ghana?
Yeah, so to start a business in Ghana, there are about 2 ways you can do it.
Okay.
You can just walk into any registrar general's department, and within about 2-3 hours, you should have your business set up. It is that easy. I'm telling you, it used to be difficult before. It used to take a while, but now the system has been streamlined within about 2-3 hours. Although, I mean, the 2-3 hours would most likely cover the paperwork, but then the actual incorporation would happen about 3 to 7 business days afterwards.
And how much are we talking about here?
Yeah, so the cost itself is a little bit dynamic. I know for sure that if you are starting a sole proprietorship, it takes between 300 to 500 cedis, and that one takes roughly about 7 business days.
300 to 500 cedis in dollars.
Yeah, so 300, that would be roughly about $30 to $50. I mean, it's not it's not perfect conversion, but but that would be, let's say, about $20 to $45.
Okay, that's not bad. But you know, for other countries, I always know that you need to know somebody before you can get anything done.
So as a foreigner, by law, you need to have a Ghanaian. You cannot, if the business is wholly owned by a foreign entity, then the cost of incorporation is a little bit high. Yes, because then I think one thing the government has tried to promote is this kind of local inclusion, trying to allow Ghanaians to also partake in business. So the best route as a foreigner trying to set up in Ghana is to have a Ghanaian partner or maybe owner or shareholder, something like that. It makes the process much easier and a little less expensive. But what I know is that if you are incorporating, I think when we were incorporating, you have to pay about 1 to 10%, depending on the kind of business, 1 to 10% of the startup capital, right? So let's say if you are starting up with 10,000 cedis, which is roughly about $1,000, you would have to put in about $100 as an incorporation fee. Yes, then to set up your Ghanaian entity. Of course, the Ghanaian entity can have ownership from a foreign entity, but ideally, it is best to have a Ghanaian, a form of Ghanaian ownership. Yeah, it makes it much easier.
For me, I'm so happy that I have you. Whenever I need a Ghanaian owner, I can.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think we are running out of time already. So guys, I hope, and I'm sure you like this video already. Yeah, now my last question to you. I hope this is the last. And by the way, I would have loved to ask you about your hackathon. This guy, he has won like 5 hackathons in a row. I would have loved for you to give us some tips how you do that. Whenever he takes part in any hackathon or competition, he always wins, and he has so much money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of hackathons, I would say I benefit from my experience in innovation consulting, right? Because when you consult for like global brands, the ideas or the product you are giving to them has to really be on like top notch, has to be very useful to the customers that they are looking to give the product out to. So that in a way, honestly, I mean, most of the time, I just feel my main skill probably is problem solving, right? Finding the right problem solution for the problem. So that one kind of seeps into all the hackathons I've been in, where like really go beyond what people are actually thinking about and find that solution that really works. And yeah, and I mean in hackathons, maybe to add something else, is just a matter of quick persistence. Let me like it's kind of an inside joke between myself and my friends, but then you need to be persistent, because the truth is that you have a short time to build a solution, right? So the persistence has to be there, but in your persistence you need to be fast. You need to make sure that you apply or implement solutions very quickly. And I mean, the truth is just to have a solution, not something elaborate, just something that really works, and later on you can build on that to have a better experience.
Actually, as you're talking right now, I have a lot of questions going on in my mind, but I think we don't have enough time. Hopefully, I'll invite you again to the show. And I'd love you to tell us what lesson, the biggest lesson you've learned so far in your entrepreneurship journey after having started.
I can say something.
Okay, very fast.
Yeah, I would say relationships, right? Relationships are very, very important, because the truth is that in all the companies I've started, the truth is the business or the companies were able to sell or were able to scale up because of relationships, word of mouth, because of the relationships.
Internal relationships or external relationships?
Yeah, both internal and external. When I was running Naviware, which I still do, almost about 90% of the offers or the proposals, the projects we got came from relationships. People were like, oh, I know these guys, they are good. Let them do this for you. Oh, you want someone to do this? Okay, I have these guys. So I'll say that in Africa, it's kind of that kind of community Ubuntu thing. So you need to really leverage on your relationship, build quality relationships first of all, and also leverage those relationships to scale your business.
That is so good. That is so good. So I've learned a lot from you, and it has been very, very insightful. So thank you so much for sharing all of this insights with us.
Thank you so much for having me as well.
And you mentioned you're a consultant.
Yeah,
of course. So if you want to start a business, whether in your country or here in Ghana, you can always connect with Kwesi. He'll give you all the details. And also, I mentioned he's a full stack developer. He's a machine learning expert, also an AI engineer. He has a lot. Honestly, I'm serious. So feel free to connect with Kwesi. He's all the link to all his details. You can check them in the description section below. And thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.